Hello everyone. I know this is a quick Sunday. I think it's after lunch now. I'm trying to share with you before I put these on Etsy, but I just designed a new angel, and these are the angels that I just designed. And I did this one also. Um and where's the one? Oh, this is the one I did before. And I just had a little bit of this lace that I used. This lace is the one I carry in my shop, but someone went and purchased like everything I had. I had like 10 yards or 5 yards or something. So I don't have it right now, but I do have some on order. But this is what I used. Hello everyone, this is Liz with Crafty Devotion, and today I'm sharing with you my latest angel designs. Um, I had made 5 that look like this one, and I have 3 left in my shop. This one I think is number 3, and if you look at my listing. So, and then here's number 5 right here. See, I'm trying to keep them packed separately. But you can see I do little small differences in them. So there's the pink ones. This is the, oh, so these ones I do not have listed yet. But you can see it's still gorgeous and beautiful. And I use a variety of things. And what I'm trying to do is to design one and then make about 5 of them. So this is the one I designed, and you'll see that each one will, because they're handmade, each will come out slightly different. Sometimes I'll also change, most of the differences are in the wings and the backs. There's just a little something different sometimes here based on what I find. But let me tell you a little bit about this one. This one, I carry this, I actually have about, I think at least 5 yards of this lace in my shop for sale. And I made 7 of them, and they will go. I know that a lot of you won't, a lot of you are crafters and you want to make them, but I'm not going to be doing a tutorial or sharing my all of my tips and tricks right now. These are going to be my main sellers that I'm trying to do this year. But I do have several tutorials that inspired me. And I even saw that, oh gosh, I can't remember her name now. That there are quite a few that I will try and add the link in the description box after this, but one of them is a ribbon angel, which is quite easy to make, and another is made with the beginning of with yarn. So I will try and post the links for those. I do have those links already in my Facebook page. I put them in the comments of one of the listings so that you can see them. So you can see they're all there. I made 7 of these ones because I love this fabric, and each one, the wings are different. You can see the wings. There's a little difference there on that one. And then of course the sizes, because sometimes these are all handcrafted. So you can see the backs are a little bit different. I don't know if I'm going to show photos of them 1, 2, 3 like I did the pink ones. I probably will, but I'll probably put like 3 or 4 in a shot. See? This one I didn't put anything in the center yet, and I might still add that. I saw that was the last one I made, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to put something there. But you can see the backs are all different. But they all look a lot the same. And it's because the lace itself, this lace right here, as you can see, it has different patterns and different colors. It varies. Like here it's very green, and then you can see here it gets cream, the leaves, and then it gets green again. You can see how it's variegated. So with that, I used this on the wings. So when I did that, each wing would come out different. You could see this side has a little less green up here on the tip, and this one has more green. And then I added little embellishments on it. They're all slightly different. Here's 2 more. So there they are. I hope you guys like these. If you have any questions, I already said that I'm not going to do a tutorial on these, but I do have more coming for Christmas. I'm trying to just stock up with everything that I'm doing. I showed you ornaments last week, and now, if you guys have questions, ask them now because I'm not going to be on long. I'm going to do next a little peek at the laces I bought, and I'm going to make an angel with this. This is the actual lace that I use. Hi. Hi, Vicky. Welcome. Okay, look at this beautiful. I just ordered about, I don't know, about 5 yards or so of this, but I think this is the piece that I use in my angels, and that's this same piece right here, and I bought it in gold. So I'm gonna use it for I'm gonna try and design an angel around that gold. And then I also bought a little bit in white. I think I only have like 10 yards or 5 yards or something. So I don't know if I think I might use this one for maybe an ornament or an angel. And I already am using, I have some in my stash that I'm using for my angels. This particular one, I tea dyed it a little bit so it would get a little bit more creamy colored, but it was originally white. So I'm going to put a little bit, I might just make kits with this one. I'm not sure. I have to decide, see how much time I have. Then I have one more. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know. I was thinking of selling this one as separate little appliques, or maybe because I didn't buy a lot of it. I probably have 8 yards of it or something, but look how gorgeous that is as a medallion. Look how big it is. And I was planning to, I'm going to try it. I was going to try making a large ornament with this because this is pretty large. If you can look at that beautiful gold color. It's quite large. And so I had in mind, I started an ornament, but I don't think I have it around here. Just seeing how it would work. And I think I'm going to need to use a pretty large ornament for this one if I make a kit. And I think it would look pretty with red or even with silver behind it. So it'll be like gold and silver. But it is beautiful. You see that? So if somebody really, really, really just has an idea of what they want to do with it, let me know. I was thinking of making kits with this stuff because it's kind of pricey to buy like a whole thing, but I don't know. I'm thinking this one could be used for an ornament. You can imagine cutting this off and then this being the ornament as a bauble. And this one, I was also thinking of using it for an ornament also because it's so beautiful gold. Okay. Let me see. I was going to tell you guys let me tell you a little bit more about this. Now that I showed you those, I just didn't want to forget those to show you that sneak peek of some laces that I have that I'm thinking of using for additional Christmas things. Oh, I do have these also. Dresses with the hanger on them. I do very similar, except these ones, I'm actually doing the sewing. It's more like if you look at the, I'm going to list one of the ones that I share with you. So one of the first ones I made was a pink angel. And that one, I do it more like that, where I'm actually doing more sewing. So this one right here is not as tattered. These are not as tattered as the little dresses. This one I decided to place a soft fabric at the bottom as my base, and then I put a lace on top of that, and then I put this beautiful lace on top, and then the wings, I have a hello. How much? Those are the things that you have to figure out because every single one of my dresses, I use a different amount. So, but you can get some of the measurements from those kind of dresses because the dresses I make here for these are very similar to my dress kits and the amount of fabric and the width. So I can put a ruler on that for you if you want. Here, let me get a ruler. Let's see if we could see. Here's a nice ruler. You can see the sizing all depends. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So here you can see that this angel I'm making them about 6 inches. I really, about 6 inches is what these are coming out. And I think that's a good size. You can see that the skirt portion is close to 4. And then I make a little bodice section. And my wingspan, my wingspan depends on what I'm using. So this time I found something a linen piece that I could use as the background. I'll let you see. Here's the back. It's a piece of linen, and I stiffen it, which is what I do with my other angels too. And this one, the wingspan's about 4. Let me look at the pink one. They measure differently. They're not all the same. This one, the wings, I used the I have some applique lots in my shop, and I put one of these in there. Oh, thank you, Diane. Oh, thank you, Nightingale. Evolving Blessed. Hi. Yes, so right here, as you can see, this one right here, again, it's very close to 4 inches, but it is a half of a collar, and neither side is, look at this, how this side is not exactly the same as this side, because it's a collar, and the collar, I just used the collar, then I just added pink to it. And if I use you can see it's not even. So that sometimes it's really hard when you're trying to create and design things that you feel they're one of a kind things, when they're handmade and you're using supplies, they're not always exactly even. And I try to make them somewhat even or symmetrical, but it really doesn't come out like that for me. If you notice, you can even see how I placed this on there. You can see some of the slip shows a little more here and there. It's just but it's gorgeous and beautiful. See, here's this pink one. This is I only have 2 of this one because this is a lace I carry in my shop, and someone bought it all, and I just used whatever I had left, which is about half a yard or something. And you can see, look at the back, shows a little more lace than the front. See, here's another one. This was number 5. It's already listed in my shop. The others are gonna go in my shop soon. And so you can see this one. So nothing is exactly the same. Let me see if you can look closer at the beads this way of this one. So this is a beaded applique I used. And you can see it's not exactly even on each side. You can see that, oh, these flowers right here I carry in my shop. I have some white and some pink flowers like this with the bead on top already. And they're a little applique piece. So I used this on here. That was pretty easy to use because it's already pre-done. And I just used some basic ribbons. And then I have this centerpiece right here that I use. It's the same as the gold one I just showed you, or the white. Let me show it to you. And I'm thinking, if somebody really wants some to try to figure out their own, I'm not going to teach you how to make them or even give you a lot of hints. I'm just giving you some information, because I created these from using ideas from other people and combining my dress designs, my in which I do have a lot of tutorials on. So this piece right here is the one I use as my base, and you can see coming down here, this part looks like the hands. I'll show you. See, it kind of looks like the hands coming down, but I put a flower in the hands. See that? So that's how I use them. Now let me tell you a little bit, since this is I'll tell you what I used in this one. This one, I used this lace. I have some in my shop right now. But it was kind of short, but what I did is I made sure I steamed it, and it actually got a little bit longer and was able to give me a pretty decent dress. And then I purposely allowed this lace to come below it because it needed a little more length. The last time I did a dress like this one for the dresses, I love this lace, so I wanted to use it on an angel also. And I was going to make the top here glitzy and shiny and stuff. And then I realized, no, I like this colors scheme and I like the vintage look of it. So what I did is I found one of my like a doily linen. You can see it right there. I cut it up so that in pieces, and I don't have very many of them, so I'll only make a few of these. And then I made it into the wings, and I added to the wings by putting a bow Oh, thank you, Diane. I'm glad you enjoy my crafts. Thank you. Yes, yes, everything makes it unique because I everyone is different. So because the lace is different, I had to make it different for each one. So this one right here, you can see I got some leaves from a different one that I have lace that I have similar. And actually, you guys might like this, but I saw this lace. I bought this lace at a thrift store. Look, this looks a lot like that other lace, and I'll probably make the bottom of this to make a large angel. But this is a curtain, and you know where I saw these curtains? I just saw them at Walmart. I'm like, oh, they've got this at Walmart, and I don't know if it's one panel. Thank you, thank you, Night Angel. Thank you. So check out Walmart if you want something like this. I think it was like $10 for a panel, something like that, which is cheap if you're purchasing, really inexpensive if you're purchasing something this beautiful. And I use curtains a lot. A lot of times every time I go to Walmart, I look at the curtain section and see is there something that can inspire me and I might buy it. But I also purchase I mix up vintage and new. So let me tell you about this. Let's see. Okay, so up here, this is a bead, one of those jumbo beads, the kind that were popular last year for several years, of the big chunky jewelry for little girls. That's one of those jumbo beads. And if you need a jumbo bead, I do have some that I might be able to provide for you. Just comment in my Etsy shop before you purchase and tell me, and I'll make a listing for you if you really, really want some beads. I do have some of these beads. These beads are small little beads I add to some wire. And see this little piece over here, that piece, it's the wire I use. And then I fold it down and it helps to keep the head down. You can actually use a hanger too, but I prefer to put the hanger if it wants to be hung behind the neck. And over here you can see this lace right here. I just bought it. Doesn't it look vintage? It looks like a true vintage lace. I loved it. It's actually a cotton lace. And there's the linen piece that I used as my form. So you can use whatever you want. You can use a thick, whatever you find that it's in your stock. I could have used this same lace if I wanted to and put all the embellishments on it, but you might have to stiffen the lace so it has some structure for you. It's not all floppy. But you can use, and this is a piece, I had these in my shop before. I don't think I put any in the last kits or anything, my last crafty lots, or talking about applique lots. I don't think I did. I think the last pink lot might have sold, but if it might still be there, but I think it's sold. And then here you can see I use a combination of sewing, and also use fabric tack. If you don't know what fabric tack is, let me show you a bottle. Here's a bottle of fabric tack. The thing about fabric tack is that it's called a permanent adhesive. Um, thank you. Yeah, making the angels. What you can do is I'm gonna share with you some other people who have made angels that I got some of their ideas and I got my ideas for my dresses and I combined them all together. But you can make simpler angels with lace. There's several tutorials on, but because these ones are very difficult and time consuming. That's why if you look at my prices for them, I put my prices up because I can only make so many in a day. It was a little bit faster when I did 7. So I did, because I designed them. I'm trying to make a few more duplicates. Even they're more like limited quantities of what I can make. I'm trying to keep that in mind. So fabric tack, I use a combination because fabric tack is a glue that adheres a lot of things. I don't know if you can read that. I'm not reading it, but it bonds fabric, lace, glass, leather. Basically, but it has a cure time. So it takes a long time to cure. It's even washable. It's even washable. So I use this a lot in my angels. I try not to use as much hot glue because hot glue, it could melt. Say that you put these angels where it's really, really hot. It could soften and it could come off. And I want my products to last, especially my like my wreaths when I make my wreaths. So this is what I use a lot of. They sell this at Walmart and they sell it online. And I actually prefer buying at Walmart because it's actually cheaper at Walmart. The other, if I'm going to attach a jewel, which these, if you can see that these do not have a lot of jewels. I just don't believe in always putting jewels on everything. I love bling. I have a lot of bling in my shop, but I don't always use it. So I thought about adding like some bling here, and I was thinking of adding this one to the pink because it's actually pink. But I didn't. You know why? Because I just felt like this little sequin one I added on these just is enough, and it's already blingy, and I want the fabric and maybe the pearls, and I want that to be the star. The same with this. I want the vintage look and the pearl to be the star. And I thought about adding a pearl here, but it blended in with the color, so I didn't add it there. And instead I left the wings. So I do have more of some of this vintage look cotton lace. Comment below if you want me to put it in my shop, because I'm going to probably order more because I loved it. It looks vintage. I love vintage look. So I made 7 of this one because this is my favorite one. I'm hoping that they won't all sell and I can put some on my tree. and, but I can always make myself more. But they do take a long time. You know, they take hours. They don't take like 10-15 minutes to make. This is a lot of detail. So if you're going to try and make one, realize it's a lot of detail. So that's why I teach you how to make the dresses that I make. And you make the dresses the same and just sew the waist instead of making it tattered. So these are not really tattered. The most tattered part are the bottom, where I used this synthetic fabric that's really soft that I used to make my flowers. You could see a flower in there because I layered it, and I actually sealed the edges with flame. You know, I've shown you how to do that. I have like so many tutorials about that. So if you can't find them, you need to just Google my name, Crafty Devotion, and then say melted flowers or organza flowers or pink angel, because I do have one pink angel dress out there. How I made the wings out of a piece of applique. I show you that, but I don't have these ones on there, which is a little bit. And I have the bigger 12-inch angels that I did a lot last year, and hopefully I'll get to making a couple of more large angels too, because those sell well. But that's what I'm doing here. I'm just putting this together. Was there any other questions about what I think? I'm not going to tell you exactly what I do. I put a lot of testing and time into these, and these are my main thing I'm going to keep on placing in my Etsy shop just throughout the year. And I was showing you this one. This kind right here, I only have about 10 of these, and I might use it to design like an ornament, but I can also use this in the dresses. Sometimes I use pieces. So as you can see, I have a tutorial out called Wedding Dress Deconstruction. If you want to learn how to cut apart beaded and sequin trims, I show you how to do it. Is in the bodice section the most. I show you details and detail how to do it. But pretty much if I was going to cut this apart, I would come along here and I'd put some glue on the back, and then I'd do that. I'd cut it because the glue will hold the sequin in place. And you can use fabric tack, or you can even use Mod Podge, as long as it's just the drying time. I usually use hot glue when I'm doing it because it dries faster, and I am going to seal it different ways, like layer upon layer. So for this one right here, I took it and I did cut it a bit so that I could form around my angel, but I put hot glue underneath first and then I cut it. And that way it doesn't fray as much and the sequin stays on there. So if there's no more questions, I've already been on for a while and I just wanted to show these to you. And they're gonna be in my shop pretty soon. I got to finish taking photos of them so I can put them in my shop. But I thought I'd show them to you, and I think a gold one might be coming up. I'm not 100% sure. I gotta see what kind of laces I have. I have another lace, I think. I have this beautiful one right here. I might do that, which would be white if I did that one. You can see it. It's about the length of the skirt. as you can see. So it would work well, and it could make a beautiful. Yeah, I might do like, one of the, I noticed that the tutorials, somebody was asking a question about the fabric and that they love these, but I know my teaching style is different than some people, but I might like reteach something somebody else has taught you, and kind of, because sometimes it's hard to learn, but the easiest ones are the ribbon angels. And then I'll post a link after this is all uploaded. Hopefully I'll try to get it done today so that you can go after this is finishes. I turn this off, then go to the description box, and I'll try and put the links of those people, some of the peoples that I liked. Oh, that's who made one. Fiona Jennings actually made a tutorial also. Fiona Jennings, and I can't remember the other two people because they're not as big people. Wait a second, honey. I'm almost done. You can say goodbye though. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
This is Liz with Crafty Devotion. So basically you can ask questions underneath and I'll try and answer them. I usually go back and I check to see if people who watched it later have any more questions. And I'll talk to you guys next time.